Pass that on to the people in your area. 100% proclamation here. We'd like to see that world, state, countrywide.
I will do that.
Not just states next door.
Okay.
I'd like to be able to buy a gun in Oregon if I wish.
Okay.
Not Oregon and Ohio either.
I guess I should ask, are there any other questions? I didn't think there would be, but if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer before we get to the door prizes. Yeah.
I've started listening to your broadcasts fairly recently in the last month or so, and you talk a lot about, you know, carrying rights and that, but I was wondering if you could do a little research. I know that the 14th Amendment applies the first 8, supposedly, of the Bill of Rights to the states. In other words, it says they can't infringe either.
Right.
However, the Supreme Court seems to have arrogated to itself the power to decide which rights are to be honored. Now, John W. Bingham, the author, principal author of the first portion of the 14th Amendment, Republican Ohio member of the 39th Congress, specifically elucidated all 8 of the Bill of Rights when he was promoting the amendment. Now, since he included all before, how does the Supreme Court decide that, what is it, the 2nd and the 4th, there's a couple of them there that have not been, quote, incorporated,
right,
when the author did incorporate it?
Welcome to the wonderful world of judges deciding what legislators have said, even if the legislators are still alive. I mean, this is, you're right, and the 14th Amendment, actually, the 140th anniversary of the ratification was just a few days ago. But you're right, the Supreme Court has done incorporation sort of on a piecemeal basis, and the Second Amendment is not one that how they do it, I honestly, I don't know. I'm not a legal scholar. I'm not even an attorney, but you're right. This is an issue that's going to come up, and it's something that we're going to have to keep dealing with. But I tell you what, the next time we have one of the NRA attorneys on, every Wednesday we do something called the Civil Rights Roundup, and I'll ask that very question. All right, all right. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
More for your show. Any chance that we're going to have like downloadable versions or podcasts, so we could actually get them outside of the normal broadcast?
I am hopeful, and I have been told that it will happen. I don't have a time frame, and I've been hoping it will happen for a while. Best thing to do, you can send me an email, cam@nranews.com, and just ask for a podcast, and I'll collect them. I'll send them up the ladder to the powers that be, and you know, we'll get the grassroots at work.
All right.
You really don't want to tell these people you want to make. We
tend to actually do that.
That's fine. That's I say what I mean. I mean what I say.
Have you heard the quote from the girl answering the phone for the governor? We were calling in about, I think it was House Bill 12. The original one.
Yeah.
And so one of the people that called in said, how many phone calls have you gotten about this? And she said, somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000. How many of those? A couple? Toby can't get 6 people to play cards with. No less.
Yeah, I know, but I don't.
So why does she get
call, email?
Why does she get $250,000 in 5 years? Where's our $250,000?
Well, you know, I know where your $250,000 is. All you have to do is give up your Second Amendment right, and they'll start giving you the money, Alan. Yeah. Really? It's just, are your rights for sale? Well, then you're not going to get the money from the Joyce Foundation.
Don't need their
That's right. And we don't, because we have each other. I mean, the Joyce, look, the Joyce Foundation funds Ohio Coalition Against Gun Violence, Freedom States Alliance, the Illinois Council Against Gun Violence. But there's nobody in those groups. There's nobody. There's Toby Hoover.
You don't see Toby Hoover having to retool her website every year or two because she has 250,000 posts on her forums
Exactly.
in 3 years.
Okay, so that's how it stands right now. The gun control side has the sugar daddy, but we've got the people. And the last time I checked, the Constitution didn't say we the sugar daddies. It said we the people.
That's funny. Bloomberg and a few other people certainly seem to think so.
Well, that's why we have to keep calling and keep writing. And I'll never be upset if I get an email.
What I'm afraid of is somebody's going to try to get the governor to the White House. What that's going to open up is George Soros suddenly becoming president of the United States. It has to be born American.
Well, let's worry about this November before we start to worry about 2012. Seriously, I mean,
that would be the when it hit the fan, when they change it so that a foreign-born immigrant can become president. Because you know where George Soros would be on that one.
Yeah. Like I said, I got to tell you, I'm concentrating on this November. We got enough battles on our plates right now without having to go fight ones that haven't started yet. All right, you guys ready to get some goodies? All right. Well, thank you again very much for inviting me. This was great. Can I come back next year? Well, thank you again. Oh, by the way, I had some little witty remark that I forgot to do at the start. I was going to say something about how, NRA meetings and events like this are always like a family reunion, but I didn't realize that I had a long-lost brother here, Rob. Buddy, this is great. It's wonderful. So I want to go say hi to my brother and let's give away some stuff. Thanks again.